Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to install this Noco lithium battery inside of my Honda Goldwing DCT model. The new style Honda Goldwings and the previous generation Honda Goldwings both use the same battery, which is an acid lead battery. The lithium battery is far superior than an acid lead battery. And one of the biggest features of this battery that I really love is that it has a whopping 600 cranking amps. And it has a lot more features that are far superior than this acid lead battery that we're going to talk about here in this video. Also, I'm going to install a battery tracker, and with this Bluetooth battery tracker, it connects to the battery and it will allow me to track the status of my battery in real time. So whether my Honda Goldwing is riding down the highway or if my Honda Goldwing is in the garage with the ignition off, I'll be able to track the real-time status of the battery on my Honda Goldwing. So stay tuned to this video. We got a lot to unpack. We're going to talk about this lithium battery, go over some of the features, and I'm going to show you how to get the battery and the battery tracker. We're going to get it installed on my Honda Goldwing DCT. So let's get started. This video is not sponsored by Noco. I actually paid for these lithium batteries out of my own pocket, and I installed the exact same battery on the previous generation Honda Goldwing. If you missed the video of the installation of the lithium battery to the previous generation Honda Goldwing, you can click on the link in the top corner. So let's unbox the Noco lithium battery, part number NLP20. And we can go over some of the features of this lithium battery. So we're going to just remove some of this wrapping and we can go over some of the features of this lithium battery. So let's look at some of the features. The compatible size, we're going to be replacing the GYZ20L, which is the original Honda Goldwing battery. Right on the box, it says insane performance. It has 2 times more power than an acid lead battery. It has 10 times more starts than an acid lead battery. And it has a 5 times longer life than an acid lead battery. The warranty on this Noco lithium battery is 5 years. The warranty on the original Honda Goldwing battery only comes with the 1-year manufacturer warranty from Yuasa. It also states that it's super fast, unleash the power of lithium, recharge in minutes. So let's get this opened up. This thing is well packaged. One of the first things that I noticed is that this thing is light. So let's open up the contents and see what comes in the package. Comes with the lithium battery. And this thing only weighs 3.73 pounds. We'll talk about that here in a second. It comes with these spacers, so you can build up the bottom of the battery. We'll get into that here in a moment. Comes with the Allen key. And it also comes with these pads. On the back of the pads, they will stick, so you can actually put these on the battery if you're trying to shore the battery out and make it wider. You got these pads, these cushion pads. Got 4 of those. Also in the box we have some directions. This is the user guide, and that is all that comes in the box. So we're going to do a quick comparison just to put this into perspective. The original Honda Goldwing battery weighs 15 pounds. That's extremely heavy. It has to be mounted upright. The Noco lithium battery only weighs 3.73 pounds. So the weight difference is a lot lighter for the lithium battery, but it's more powerful. 15 pounds or 3.73 pounds. The Yuasa acid lead battery has to be mounted upright. The battery is sealed. All of the acid and water is inside of the battery, and it must be upright. This lithium battery, however, does not have those things. It is a battery that can be mounted upright. It can be mounted on its side. It can be mounted laying flat. So you got so many different configurations to mount this battery in comparison to the original Yuasa battery that comes on the Honda Goldwing. The lithium battery has no sulfation, no activation. There's no acid, there's no water, there is no maintenance. It's ready to install. It is completely waterproof. It has an IP66 rating. With the rating that it has, you could theoretically submerge this in water and water will not penetrate the housing. On a lot of the automobiles, if those automobiles get submerged in water, they can catch fire because lithium batteries do not like water. With this Noco lithium battery, it's totally waterproof and it has an IP66 rating. Some of the protections on this lithium battery protects from overcharging, over discharging, overcurrent, short circuiting, and protects against extreme heat and extreme cold. So what are the disadvantages to having a lithium battery in your bike? You must use a dedicated charger that's specific for LiFePO4 batteries, which is lithium phosphate. You want to make sure that your charger is specific for LiFePO4. You are not supposed to charge a lithium battery with a acid lead charger. One of the things that I love about the lithium battery is that it came with everything you need to make the lithium battery the same size as the original battery. So if I stand these up, well, if you look at them side by side, the lithium battery is shorter. But inside of the kit, they gave you these spacers. So you could actually add spacers. You can stack these spacers to build up the bottom. If you want to make it taller, you can add more spacers. And so on. So these spacers come in the kit. So you want to make sure that you make these the same size, about the same size. So just going to take off those two. And now this battery should be the same size as the original battery. Another advantage of having the lithium battery is that on the terminals, you can mount this thing in different configurations. You can put your terminals on the front. You can put your terminals on the top. Or you could put your battery terminals on the sides. Damn! With the Allen screw that came in the kit, it came with the battery bolts. Screw off your battery bolts. One side positive, the other side is negative. Put your terminals here on the front, or if you have a side configuration, or you can put your terminals on the top. For the Honda Goldwing, we're going to put those terminals directly on the front. And if necessary, we'll add a pad if we need to make the battery tighter inside of the compartment. We have these standoff pads that we can mount on the battery. An important thing to note about these Noco lithium batteries is that they have operating temperature and charging temperature. Your operating temperature, straight out the book, is negative 20 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. Your charging temperature is from negative 10 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. Your storage temperature is from negative 20 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. So why is this important? It's very important because once this battery reaches a certain temperature, it's not going to allow for charging. Your vehicle or your motorcycle will be running off of the alternator. So for example, your highest temperature on operating is 60 degrees Celsius, which is equivalent to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So once the temperature reaches 140 degrees, the Noco lithium battery goes into a protection mode, and it no longer takes a charge until the temperature comes down below 140 degrees Fahrenheit. For my installation, we're going to install the battery tracker, and this is a Bluetooth 4.0 tracker. It works on lithium batteries, and it will allow you to monitor your voltage, starting and charging system with your phone. Some of the features is that you can put this on an Android or an Apple. It has Bluetooth 4.0. You can receive notifications of battery conditions when you are within Bluetooth range. You can check the vehicle cranking system automatically when the engine is started. You can check the charging system operation, the alternator, using the app. It alerts your mobile phone if any data is abnormal, low voltage, or it needs a charge. It has short circuit and reverse circuit protection. It has data storage in the battery tracker up to 31 days. You can automatically sync when you are within Bluetooth range. It's compatible with all Lithium LiFePO4 lithium batteries, the 12.8 volt batteries. You can review historical data geographically, displaying dates and voltage during the dates. Engine starting detected automatically and grabbed for a voltage drop on start. And it actually gives you some of the specifications, like the average current. It only draws 1 milliamp. So this thing is a game changer. And with this battery tracker, we're going to open up this battery tracker. It comes with the battery tracker. It's going to come with the instructions, and it also comes with some double-sided tape that you can mount on the back of the tracker and then stick it onto the battery. So we got double-sided tape, we have directions, and we have the battery tracker. And how this thing is going to work: when you connect it to the battery, you got your positive, you got your negative. You're going to hook your red to the positive, and you're going to hook your black to the negative, like so. Black on negative, red on positive. It only draws 1 milliamp. You download an app to your phone, and it will allow you to track this battery in real time. So once I get this battery installed on the Honda Goldwing, we're going to install the tracker, and then I'm going to show you how to download it on your phone. And we're going to open up and take a look at the battery tracker app. So let's get this Noco lithium battery installed on the Honda Goldwing DCT. So we have the battery, and we have a couple of spacers. We're going to snap these on the bottom to make it the same height as the original battery. We're going to lift up on these wires, and I am going to attempt to slide the lithium battery into position. Easy as pie. Slid right in. No problems at all on putting the battery back in position. And we're going to be adding these eyelet cables for the Noco portable battery jumpers. And we're going to add the Bluetooth tracker. Another thing I want to point out is that on your terminals, when you go to mount it on the battery, Since it's not going to line up, what I'm going to do is we're going to straighten out these tabs. So we're not going to cut the battery. That will void your warranty because this thing is waterproof and you don't want any water getting down in those lithium cells, or you can start a fire. So whatever you do, do not cut your battery. So it's easier to modify the terminal cable than it would be to cut the battery. Remember, this battery has a IP66 waterproof rating. If water gets down in that battery, you can start a serious fire. And the thing about these lithium batteries is that lithium battery fires are extremely difficult to extinguish. You do not want to get water down in that battery. So we're going to just bend the tabs on the terminal. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take some needle nose pliers and I'm going to bend that little tab around. Just going to take my pliers and I'm going to just bend that tab. I'm going to just snap on some vice grips. Take some pliers. And you want to bend this tab. So if you're going to make modifications to the tab. Don't cut the battery. Water gets down in there and that can be a nightmare. And you want to do the same to the other cable. Just going to reach in. And bend that tab out the way. That's all you got to do. No cutting necessary. Don't forget to remove the black 6mm bolt and take off that front section of the battery before reinstalling the side battery mounting brackets. I'm going to put one of these pads in front of the back battery just to make sure that I have a tight fit. So I'm going to screw that bolt back through. Make sure that I'm not pinching any wires. And I'm going to tighten that 10mm back down. So install a pad on the side of the battery in between the bracket if you need to make the battery sit in there pretty tight. And before I get everything put back, I'm going to take the provided Velcro, the double-sided Velcro that came with the battery tracker. I'm gonna peel it. This is a peel and stick. Just gonna peel it and stick it right on the back of this tracker. And I'm going to place the battery tracker on the side of the battery. I think that would be the best place for it. Once you install your battery tracker, if you have too many wires on the side of the battery and you have an issue putting your side panel back on the side of the Goldwing, you can always move this battery tracker. For my installation, I'm going to move my battery tracker over to my fuse panel. My fuse panel has a connection there that's always hot, and I have a negative connection there as well. So I'm going to move my battery tracker over to my fuse panel. But you can get very creative with this battery tracker. It only has 2 wires, one negative, one hot. You could actually extend these wires. You can run this thing to the trunk if you like. You can put it anywhere on the bike. One of my viewers, Solo, he put his battery tracker on top of the battery. Remember these spacers, you add 2 spacers to build up the height of the battery. Well, he took his battery tracker and put it on the top of the battery and used 1 spacer, because that battery tracker and the spacer is pretty much the same thickness. So you can even mount it on the top of the battery and free up some space. For my installation, I'm going to mount my battery tracker over to the fuse panel, since I have a connection there that's always hot, just to make it easier for me to put my panel back on the Goldwing. I'm going to move my battery tracker. So if you look, they're about the same thickness. You can install this battery tracker on the top. So shouts out to Solo for installing his battery tracker on the top. I'm going to move my battery tracker over to my fuse panel. I've verified power with the bike off. I'm going to tap this spot right here, and this is where I'm going to tie in for my constant hot. So to tap in, I'm going to take a positive tap, and we're going to have to cut. I'm going to cut the end of the positive, and then I'm going to put on a positive tap, and we're going to tap into this line that's constant hot. I'm going to take off these ends on the battery tracker. These ends are huge. I'm going to put a smaller eyelet on my negative, and then I'm going to put a positive tap on the positive side. So I am going to snap off this end. Snap that off. I'm going to take my splicers. Look like we have 2 wires inside of there. Want to splice off that end. Want to twist those together. I'm going to cut off the negative side. Splice the negative side. Want to tie those together. I'm going to take my crimps and I'm going to crimp that down. And then I'm going to just melt that protector around the wire to give it a waterproof seal. Next, I'm going to take a piece of red wire, which is going to be my positive. gonna splice the other end. I'm going to take my red wire and I'm going to tie those together. I'm going to take my connector and I am going to slide it going to slide it down. And now I can put that shrink wrap. I'm going to just tie that in. This is going to give it an airtight seal. I'm going to melt that metal. And now we can prepare the deposit tap. I have one end for the negative, and now I have a positive tap for the positive. So I'm going to take my posi tap I'm going to place it on the constant hot, and I'm going to screw in my posi tap. Screw it in. I want to verify that it's hot. Now I can take my battery tracker and I'm going to screw it into my posi tap. And I'm going to connect the other end to the negative. I'm going to unscrew my negative. I'm going to put on my negative side. I'm going to tighten down my negative terminal. And now I just need to verify, is my battery tracker working? In this portion of the video, I'm going to show you how to download the battery tracker to your cell phone to track the status of your battery in real time. You can go to the Apple App Store, or you can go to Google Play and download your battery tracker app. Or you can take the packaging, and on the front is a QR code. And we're going to take our Apple phone and we're going to try to scan this QR code. We're going to turn on the location, and it came right up, battery tracker, BTR. I'm going to hit get. So now we can click open. And there's the anti-gravity app. We're going to hit OK. Send notifications. We're going to allow. It's looking for searching for device. Make sure you have the Bluetooth settings on your phone, because this thing is Bluetooth 4.0. Looking within the battery tracker app at the top, you got 14.17 volts. That shows the current volts. It shows that the battery is 100% charged. Down below is a graph. You got volts to the left. On the bottom, you have times. If you want to look at your battery status over the last month, you can click over that plus button at the top, rotate the phone, and then you can go in and enter your date, and it'll track up to 1 month. So you put in your date and it'll show you your voltages on the left. On the bottom, it'll show you your days. So since this is brand new, I only have a little green over here to the left, but you can track your status over a period of a month. You want to go back, you can hit that little back button. So remember, there's your voltage. If you want to do a crank test, you can click crank test. It'll show you your range. It'll show you your cranking voltage is 12.01. The voltage is okay. You can hit charge test, and you can look at your charging voltage in idle speed, or you can look at the charging voltage in high RPM. So when you do this test, just make sure that the bike is running and make sure that the alternator has actually kicked in. When you first crank the bike up, it may not allow you to do the test. Make sure that the alternator kick in about 10 seconds, and then it should allow you to do the test. So you can do your charge test, you can do your crank test, you can look at your voltages, you can hit that little plus button and go back and look at the status over the last 30 days. Hit your back button. You can go into the settings. You can look at your daily power notifications. You can click that. You can transmit every 24 hours. I'm gonna set mine to 1. On the abnormal cranking notifications, I'm gonna also set that to 1. You can scroll and do your percentages on your power alarm. Shows your Bluetooth devices connected, hardware installation. It tells you how to actually connect the battery tracker. You can look and see if there's a firmware available, update available. My tracker is up to date. It shows the version that I'm using, which is version 1.4.0. We're going to crank up the Goldwing and see if the number increases. Charge test. Real good. At idle, 14.33. High RPMs, 14.28. So with the bike running, I'm showing 14.23 on my battery tracker. My gauge inside of my panel box is showing 14.1. So the battery tracker is picking up even inside of my metal panel box with the saddlebag closed. So it shouldn't be a problem reading my battery voltages when I'm riding down the highway or when the bike is parked. So in the event that if my Honda Goldwing DCT needs a boost off, I can open up my saddlebag, take my portable Noco battery jumper, which I'm using the GB40. Just plug up my cable, turn on my portable battery jumper. The lights will start scrolling, which means that it's ready to accept a jump off. And this will conclude my installation video of this Noco NLP20 lithium battery that I've installed on the Honda Goldwing DCT. I will include in the description of this video links to where you can pick up the battery, the tracker, and the quick connect cable by Noco. If you guys like this video, click the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you a little bit later out here in the Caliente garage.
Status, I'm a big dog, I pull up on the block in a big Corvette, riding around the city with a stick all black, try with a stroke, but we ain't with all that, $8 million and I can't go back, got a lot of jewelry on me, man, can't hold that, 12 asking better, tell him that I ain't so crack, know your money long when your people can't afford that.